Yo, it's me, C-S-C-O-T-T, baby. That really hurt. And I'm back with a Flashback Friday where you take a look at an 80s film, and this week's film is the 1982 film E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, starring Henry Thomas, Dee Wallace, and directed by Steven Spielberg. It's a good movie. Bye. Okay, this one, I went through several that I wanted to do. All right, for this week's episode. At one point, it was going to be Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and I decided against it for some reason. I just and then I decided, okay, I could kill two birds with one stone and do Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone, so that there's two. It's both Flashback Friday and Slide Mania. But I was tired. I put this on almost as soon as I woke up. But like a little bit, but I was still tired. So I'm like, I need something I can put in the background that I've seen before that I don't really need to hear. And this popped in my head. So we're talking about E.T. And what's the story here? You know the story. An alien gets left behind on Earth. He is being followed by a bunch of government humans. Especially one with keys, who is named Keys. He has no actual name. His name is Keys. Because he's got the jingly jangly keys. And he's found by a boy named Elliot. And stuff happens. So this movie is one of my childhood favorites. I had the VHS somewhere. There's no cover to it, but I have it somewhere. And I had it. So, yeah. I had the Steelbook. Hold on. I'll get the Steelbook. It needs to be in the video. Hold on. Man. Here we go. I got it. With Steelbook. Yes. That's it. Steelbook. There we go. I kind of see. I like this disc better than this one because it's just the plain universal. Meh. This one's kind of cool because you eat the fingers, and even the DVD has the moon, the favorite scene from the movie here. So yeah. So where do I begin? One, I have a question. So the scene at the beginning where they're the big brother, Michael has his friends there, and they're all sitting around the table and they're talking about stuff, and they're talking about getting the pizza. They tell Elliot to go outside and get the pizza and stuff. But the thing is, who's smoking? Because there's clearly, it looks like someone's smoking, but who is it? Is it the mom? Is it one of the kids? That's always confused me, because you never see anyone smoking in this movie, yet there is a scene where someone is smoking, but you can't see who it is. Maybe that was the point. I don't know. If it's the mom, I get it. If it's one of the kids, why would the mom let them do that? I don't know. It's the 80s. Who am I to question? But that's always confused me. So, Elliot finds E.T., brings him in, and he, shows him he can do stuff. And what does he show him? Lando Calrissian? Like Star Wars? Okay, we get it. You helped George Lucas out, Star Wars. And, oh, look, a shark. We get it. Jaws. Okay? You're referencing Star Wars. And Jaws. Is George Lucas even involved in this? No. Kathleen Kennedy is, though, and she's the whole Star Wars. Yeah, so there it is. I don't... I know, you gotta plug your own product. You get Jaws, you got the thing, Lando Calrissian. You plug Lando Calrissian. Lando Calrissian. This is 1982. This movie came out. Mind you, Return of the Jedi had not yet come out, and he's plugging Lando Calrissian, who at this point was a traitor and hadn't really been redeemed yet. He just, for all people knew at this point in time, that he was a traitor, and then he got to take Han Solo's clothes, and the Millennium Falcon, and Chewie. That's all we know. Although Chewie isn't with him, I guess. But just the Han Solo's clothes and the Millennium Falcon. And yet you're promoting Lando Calrissian. What? Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. Come on. Out of all the Star Wars characters, you promote Lando Calrissian. And the shark. Jaws, yes. The one scene that always got me is where the mom goes to check the room, right? And E.T. blends in with the stuffed animals. I understand there's a lot of stuffed animals there. The mom wouldn't notice an alien head in there with stuffed animals. I'm just saying. Let's talk about the school scene. The school scene, it shows the parallels, the connections between E.T. and Elliot. It shows the connections where what E.T. is watching on TV and what he's doing is affecting Elliot. Like, E.T. is drinking beer, so Elliot's getting drunk. E.T. sees a scene on TV, an old movie in which a man kisses a woman, so Elliot kisses the girl in class, Free the frogs, it affects him. The one thing we don't get is an explanation for it. They're connected in some way, shape, or form, but it's never explained. And then the connection goes to the point where they're both about to die, but then E.T. dies, and Elliot survives, but we don't know how. And it's not explained. It's not explained how he was able to sever the connection. How the connection happened, just not explained. And it actually makes a connection to something that happened on TV lately, and that's Batwoman, right? There was Beth and Alice, they're the same person, but there was the doppelganger, Beth, and they were going to let Alice die. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Batwoman. And they were let her, because they couldn't survive. There's something happened where two of one person can survive on the same planet, on the same Earth. And they were prepared to let Alice die so that Beth can still be around for Batwoman or Kate. And they were about, Alice was about to die. She was close to death, and then someone shoots Beth, and Alice comes back to life. It reminded me of E.T. I just thought I'd mention that. It reminded me of E.T. where, not the shooting thing, but like, E.T.'s almost dead, then all of a sudden Elliot springs back to life. It's not explained how. Their connection's not explained. They just have a connection. I mean, if you're close with someone, I've never really seen that kind of connection. They're really close, but we never gotten that explanation. It always bugs me. What was the government going to do? Do experiments? Because here's the thing, and it kind of, there's one scene that kind of, fits what's going on in the world today. And that scene where they show up at the house they look like, they're supposed to be hazmat suits because they look like astronaut suits. But they show up in those suits, the hazmat suits, in the house. But do they have a reason to think that, why? It's an alien. The alien's been around everywhere, and no one's been reported sick or anything. But yet they're wearing hazmat. I know they want to be safe, but what gives them any reason to wear hazmat suits other than they're just being cautious? It never made sense to me. They come in there, they push them back in, and the mom freaks out. Despite the fact that they're reassuring her everything is fine. Even though E.T. is kind of dying, but still. And, yeah, okay. let's go back a few scenes to the Halloween scene. The E.T. is dressed as a ghost, and they're saying it's Gertie, Drew Barrymore's character. Could she not tell it was her own daughter? I'm kind of pointing out the problems with this movie, but they're small, it'd be little problems, as you can see. The connection, her not realizing it's not Gertie, the hazmat suits, small little minuscule things that really don't matter in the whole scheme of the movie other than the connection. Because I can't really find anything wrong with this. Not really. I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie. To me, the only thing that really is really a negative is that they don't explain the connection. That's really the only thing that's negative for me in this movie. I enjoy watching this movie. My son and I enjoy watching this movie. Okay, another nitpick, because I see it on the back here. At the end, when E.T.'s ready to go home, Gertie gives him the flowers. Flowers cannot survive in space. They may have artificial gravity on the ship, but flowers cannot survive in space. There's no air in space. The vacuum in space would kill them. I'm just saying. Small little nitpicks. There's really, I can't come with anything wrong with this movie. Not really. Other than the connection, there's really nothing. You know what? It's a rarity. And I do that on purpose because I don't want to give every movie a 10. But, god damn it, E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial gets a 10! 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 from me, because the only thing I can figure out wrong with this movie is the fact that they don't explain their connections. And to me, that's not worth taking it down a notch. Not really. I absolutely love this film. It's a classic. Please go watch it. And while you're doing stuff, like, share, and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. See you.